Hello everyone and welcome back to TrainswithNick. We are on the Horseshoe Curve route and yeah, we're going to go drive a train. Do you like that idea? Sound good to you? Sounds good to me. Should we get on with it then? So here we are, and as you can see, we have to operate a westbound train as far as Cresson today, here on the Horseshoe Curve route. So we are starting out at Juniata Loco Shots, and as just mentioned, we're heading off to Cresson. We have an ES44 AC. We actually have two of these at the head end, two at the tail end, 44 cars for 5,377 tons and 895.4 yards of train length. So I'm going to click begin. Now, do apologise if the camera sometimes gets a bit shaky or a bit jerky. I switch between using a mouse for some controls, controller for other things. Sometimes it's easier to use one and other times it's easier to use the other. Right, the train is partially set up. What we need to do is switch generator field on. Don't know why that's off. And in here, we need to set the brakes to cut in and lead. I'm going to hit the save changes, and you'll see this top line here is now saying the same as the bottom line, and F8 to exit. Now the trains behind, so that loco right there and the ones at the far end, are pretty much set up to trail. I want to use some bright auxiliary lights, get the reverser in, and let's get handled forward. It's worth saying that I'm saying a lot, which I'm annoyed at myself, but no, it is worth saying that I have had a few attempts at this and had mixed results at actually getting the train to power up the hill. I'm going to give it notch 6 on the throttle for a start, because this is quite a heavy train. I go to notch 7. As you see, speed did start creeping up and then went down a bit, and again it's done it. And the reason for that is because as we're picking up each car, the weight is increasing on the tail end of the train, so therefore it's pulling us back. Now the reason I haven't just gone bang notch 8 is we'll just get terrible wheel spin and we'll go nowhere fast. There we go, 10 mile an hour. Get us up to 11 and then we'll give it notch 8. And that should get us rolling nicely. So, we're not going to do the full run in real time today. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that the video would be rather long. These routes and services are set out to be quite long. And also rather boring in one sense. I mean, I love the scenery, don't get me wrong, and I'm familiar with the scenery. Just gonna drop it a notch. We are getting close to 25 mile an hour speed. And yeah, secondly, going up the hill, we are going to be doing it at around 14 mile an hour. So spoiler alert on that, but none of you guys want to see that. I will try and do some cut scenes, bit of cinematic stuff on the run. So, you know, it's not going to be too boring, hopefully. I mean, this bit's quite good. Having to manage the throttle, keep to that 25 mile an hour. As we round the curve and come through Altoona station. I believe I mentioned before wanting to model this area in TrainswithNick. I have been ill a little this week. My daughter's been ill, and so time's just got away from me. I've not even been able to do anything meaningful on loco short line operations. That's kind of the situation I'm in at the minute. So TrainswithNick, I will fire up. It's just had an update. I'm sure. Okay. I do not know what that Merc was doing on the right hand side there, but it kind of just rolled into the ground and then carried on. If I was that driver, I'd be a bit scared right now. But yeah, we're gonna get to Transport Fever 2. I'm sure that those of you that are interested in the update have probably watched a whole bunch of videos on it already. I haven't even played it yet. I'm given to understand there is a bit more to it in terms of management side of things. I don't play the game as much for that anymore, so as you will have witnessed from my terrible attempts at playing the hard mode, it just wasn't pretty. So going back up notch 7 now, we're on a 1.6% grade at 35 mile per hour. Limit could not come soon enough, but I'm actually going to notch 8 now, just because the train is mostly on this incline, and this is where we are going to start scrubbing our speed. Oh look, don't know if you spotted it there. Down there on the ground, there was a helmet. Due to the getting confused by the controlling. It's a bit late getting up, showing you that there. But unfortunately, as you can see, we have got our 35 mile per hour speed limit section coming up, and we are slowly dropping off on speed. This is essentially what it's going to be like for a little while, so as I say, I'll try and get some cinematic to the pretty areas on the run up to the summit, and then we can take over from there. So, we rejoin in the cab about halfway through the run now, and if we have a look at our right hand side, which we can't see from here, so let's go outside the cab. Perfect timing, and actually we see our first train that we encounter on this route. Now, to be fair, on a previous run through, this train caught me up before the Horseshoe Curve. So, although we're only crawling at 13 miles an hour, we still aren't doing badly. Although, looking at the size of this train, it does kind of make me wonder, does that extra loco make all that difference? Considering they're only GP38 and we're using the, what was it, the AC44 ES or something like that. I'll be honest though, these track of the more modern configurations of locos. But yeah, it's still a long train it's hauling, and yes, it has one additional loco, but you can see the speed differential there is astonishing, and it's not as if I've been lax with the power or anything. I was restricted to 25 at the start of the hill, and since then we've been run 8 all the way. You know, full power on the notch, but hey ho. You can see we're past the Horseshoe Curve, and you'd have seen that in the cinematic. And we are headed for Cresson. Not too sure what's special about Cresson, but we're headed there anyway. Pan around to get a nice shot of these other locos, if the camera doesn't freak out. Now for some reason we've got full beam on the back of that train, so we are blinded. Racking up a good number of points anyway on our slow run up the hill. We have got a yellow up ahead, and that would be because we are actually following a train up the hill. It will be long gone before we get there. I think it takes a divergent route before we get to our destination, because we aren't actually doing the full length of the line today. Cresson isn't the terminus of this route, which kind of makes me happy. It means there is a lot of route to play, and considering in real time I've been going on this for nearly 47 minutes now, so that kind of gives you an idea of, you know, the length of this. But anyway, I'm gonna disappear again. If there's any other interesting spots we can get a cinematic run by before we get to our destination. Or at least, actually, yeah, 1.5 miles, so that's the summit, I believe. Thinking back, so yeah, we'll rejoin there, and then we'll tackle the downhill section together, because that actually does involve us using the locos a bit more. So guys, here we are, just approaching the Galitzin tunnel. And pretty sure this is the summit. May be wrong there, but pretty sure it is. And so I thought I'd bring you back at this point. As I say, there is a bit more to do once we reach the summit, rolling the train, as opposed to just being flat out and not really touching anything. You have to use this little guy down here. Is the throttle. We have to use this guy up here, which is the brake. As you've seen, we just got our update, 3.5 miles to Cresson. And you know what? It occurs to me one thing, and shocked I didn't notice this before. But it seems like Dovetail Games haven't yet worked out how to speed match different locos. Because this train here that we're operating has 4 of the ES locos. 2 on the lead, 2 on the tail end. The manifest train that passed us had 3 engines on the lead and 2 on the tail end. And they were all the GP38s. The oil train that passed us also had a 3+2 loco configuration, but it was all the locos we're driving now. It's like that. Okay, that does happen quite a bit in real world, but it's not the norm. You typically find mismatches of locos, and they work fine. And loco short line operations does have it in now, so you can operate different locos together and they speed match pretty much as you'd expect in the real world. Your tail locos are going to output the same amount of power as your master lead, but it seems like Dovetail still haven't worked out how to do that, and I don't know if other people have noticed that or whether it just kind of slipped past like it did with me. So yeah, just an observation there. Like the observation of this tunnel not quite being melded together and we're being taken over by aliens. Weird random light source in the cab there. But on to more important things to do with this run. We are getting towards the peak now. Look, we're down to a 1% grade. Our speed is picking up. We do have a 35 limit coming up, which we're already on the 35 limit. But we are going to have to start backing off the power pretty soon. There we go. 0.2% grade, so we're almost on the flat now. I'm going to let the speed pick up a little bit more. I don't want to stop us prematurely as we round this bend. Nice little yard there. Would be fun to explore that sometime, no doubt. Yeah, fully on the flat at the head end now. We have got a yellow, so we are going to prepare for that as well. And as you can possibly see on the indicator on the right hand side, we are now in a 1% decline on the grade. So I am going to back right off on the throttle Wow, you really can't hear that horn in here. Sorry for that. So yeah, I am going to completely kill the power now. As we creep up to this 30 mph section. Is the train just disappearing into the trees there? Double stacked well cars. And she's going to give it some brake. Our train's starting to run away from us. Needs a bit of dynamic as well. And unfortunately we didn't really get to see that train in its full glory, but getting this train down the hill in one piece, I think you'll agree, is a more important job for us. Now, as you can see, stop at location Cresson is 1.7 mile. In 1.1 miles, our speed goes up to 50 mph restriction. Ignore that. I got caught out by that before. In reality, we need to be going much slower than that. Right, just gonna put minimum reduction on, because I know that I don't want this train creeping up to 30, which it's doing. But you know what? When the game catches up, just gonna give it a couple of notches of the old dynamic brake. Because in 0.7 miles, I want to bring this train right down. Get a bit of 7. I say I was caught out by this last time. Speed limit indeed would go up to 50 if we were carrying on forwards, but we're not. I'm going to go full service on the brakes as well. I want to get this down to 15. There we go. Brakes now. Actually going a bit slower than what I wanted there. It's going to take time for those brakes to come off. There we go. As the weight drops off the tail end, the train's going to give us a bit of a bump. Now, actually slowed a little more than I wanted to here. You can see ahead, different types of signals. No longer under the Pennsylvania type of 3 dotted lights. We have got a yellow warning signal. It'll come off the throttle there. Just scrub off a bit of this speed. He says. We're not scrubbing off speed, are we? There we go. Because, there you go. Certainly you're looking at 15 mile an hour and we are well over. Even though I knew it was coming. Hit the dynamic, yeah we can. It's gonna drop off again as we come into the yard here at Cresson. Gotta wait for that brake pressure to die off. Probably tell I don't have a whole lot of practice with this, but apart from that minor overspeed moment there, we've actually done really well up to this point. Tiny bit of overspeed there. Enough for some reason. We're on the flat. We've gone on the flat for a while, but the train's gathering up speed. Boxes on a postcard. Back under the 15. Train now wants to haul us back. Now wants to push us forward. So here we are, guys. We have done it. And if you're wondering why I chose this route and this particular run, it was just what come up next in my journey mode. I was following that and it selected this session, so here we are. Now we're going to need some brakes. Now we're going to need some brakes, train. Train. Not sure if dynamic braking actually works at these speeds, but we have stopped. So we have a score of 3,300 for that run. Pretty sure I got more than that previously. But hey ho. That has taken us about an hour in real time. Going to be cut down for you guys. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Have you done this run yourself? What was your score? Do you have this route actually? I was very skeptical about getting it, but I figured, you know, it's Horseshoe Curve, it's Norfolk Southern. two things I have a little bit of a passion about, so thought we'd give it a go. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and yeah, we'll wrap this one up, guys. Thank you very much for staying to the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.